Still love you, even if you're full of ass.
There's some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for.
USA Today calls The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, among the most breathtaking achievements in recent cinematic history. On over 90 critics' top 10 lists, including Time, Newsweek, The New York Times, and The Los Angeles Times. And nominated for the Golden Globe Award for Best Director Peter Jackson and Best Picture of the Year. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, rated PG-13.
You know, if I did some sit-ups in the morning or bent over like this, I'd probably feel 100% better. Moon River. Whew. Thank you, Doc.
Now there's a man with balls. Benny Balls.
She's not that all that bad. Just a little lonely and wrinkled up. But I understand her. And I knows how to make her happy. Because I gives her just what she needs. You fucking sneaky bastard.
Didn't I say you when I was in the Vietnams?
Run, Forrest! Run!
Boy, do I have a surprise for you.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to Talk Hard Tuesday. It is great to be with everybody out there and catch up after missing a week last week. It's great to have just the wonderful folks here and a chance to talk about an absolutely great film. Many of our lists include this in our top 10 of all time kind of thing. So it'll be kind of fun to talk about this, give some love for it, and prop it up, especially for anybody out there who may not have seen this one for sure. So let me get right to this wonderful panel. Loki, my brother, great to have you, man. Great to hang out and do some stuff, man.
Great to be here, bro. Love this movie. This is going to be great. The best movie in the whole lot. This is the best one. It does not, end at 3. It really ends at 2. Yeah. So, thanks for having me.
It's awesome, man. Always. So, yeah, I've been pretty transparent that this is the one that I rewatched the most. So I'd be hypocritical if I didn't claim it was the best and my favorite. So my order is still 2, 3, 1. Not that I dislike the first one, just being honest about it and everything. And I will admit that I watched this one 2 more times. So in addition to watching it, what I thought was going to be for last week. So now this movie may end up being a record for the most watches of a single movie for me in a year. Like this may actually be like 5. So this is getting to be kind of ridiculous when you consider that I've spent 3 to 4 hours per sitting to watch this one. But yeah, at least it's a great one. So I have a good time. So Ironcaster, my friend, what is going on? How you doing, man? You feel better? Ironcaster, can't hear you. All right, we'll see where Ironcaster is in a minute. Can't hear him right now. Hopefully he can chime in and let us know. Squeaky Mouse, how you doing, lady?
Doing all right. I'm excited. I have a small confession to make. It's been so long since I've seen this movie, and I only saw the original one. That watching the extended version was like watching a whole new movie for the first time. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was some wild adventures. I mean, I forgot about like the part where he sets himself on the little ant, puts himself out of fire. Like, oh, there's so much goodness in this movie.
Yeah.
And there were some parts I didn't know existed, like and y'all can correct me if these aren't in the extended cuts, but I don't remember them in the original. Like what they were like counting how many kills they had, and he was like 43, 42. Oh, there were so many different parts I didn't even know existed. It was such a good movie, guys.
That's sometimes the greatness of this too, especially when it's such a good movie. You find new things all the time, and that's in addition to the extended things. Just this movie is just so rich with great characters, great details, great performances. Everything about it is just the top of this year for sure. So, Ironcaster, did you get your audio figured out, buddy? You okay? No, we'll wait for Ironcaster. I don't know. Some hope he's all right. But yeah, folks, this is a good one. Let's say hello to this wonderful chat and see how everybody's doing out there. Of course, we're gonna start things off with Snorty. Snorty is now our mod, so if you get some links posted or you say something to a Snorty, he's liable to chime back at you. So make sure you keep your salmon snacks and seal snacks handy, folks. Keep the polar bear happy. So great to have you, brother. Great to you. Thanks for being here week in, week out, and just being a great friend of this journey. It's awesome to have you, man. So. Wade is out there saying, hello, Pops. Guess what? I went by the restaurant called Bell and where Tolkien went to. Tolkien Bell, huh? All right. All right. See what you did there, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. Good to see you. Louise is here. Great to see Louise from across the pond. Great to see her doing well. So thank you, lady. Pretty decent movie. Give it a 9 ruling rings. Fair enough. We'll take 9. That's fair. And then there's this lovely mouse saying hello to everybody. I got to do the membership gifting. It lets me YouTube lets me do that. So those went out there to Netter, Connie, Hall MT, Ronnie, not DJ Ronnie G, a different Ronnie, and Donnie M. So thanks for that. And then right behind me, of course, Squeaker Mouse and her generosity and her big heart, man, just amazing. Carl's Collection, 1978, The Maca, and Twigs and Vex. Mrs. Bella. So lots of folks there being part of things, and that's great. And yeah, I kind of had some stuff that came up last week, and kind of then I got hit with like a little bit of a quasi flu bug, and then there's just been stuff after stuff. So it's been a crazy week. A little behind on doing videos and editing and stuff, but hey, it'll get caught up. It's good. It's all good out there. So Snorty's giving this a 9 out of 10 orcs. Hated this movie and says that the 10th one was eaten by the first 9. That tracks, doesn't it, Loki? That tracks. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the line, meat's back on the menu, boy.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
I'm probably going to be led. There were so many parts of this movie. I was like, I either didn't remember it, or I was like, I need to watch this movie more often, y'all.
Oh, it's top 10. It's the best. So I think what this movie does, you're giving good examples. When it has levity, it's just that. It's just levity. It's not there to crack a crazy joke that doesn't fit. It doesn't mess up the pacing or the speed of things. You know, when there's the big battle scene and then there's like everything, like poor Gimli, and he ends up underneath everything and things just keep landing on top of him, right? So it's just a little bit of a tension break from everything that's happening to kind of get you off balance before we have the situation that happens with Aragorn. So just great, just fantastic stuff. So yes, one wrench to rule them all, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness, ban them. We'll see. We don't usually have to ban anybody. Everybody out here pretty much knows the rules by now, and we don't really tolerate a whole lot of shenanigans, so we've been pretty good. So DJ Ronnie G's out there. Great to see you, brother, man. Hope you're doing well. What's the wizard with this straight white hair doing in my tower? Yeah, well, you know, us old guys, we get around, Ronnie. I keep an eye on us. So.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the Gandalf part. And when they go to the edge of the forest and they have just the scene with the white wizard. Oh, I almost cried. I was like, no, guys, no. Oh, I was duped.
Yeah.
You know what stinks? At the end of The end of Fellowship, at least when it was in the cheaper theaters, they had a preview for Two Towers, and they had that scene where you said,
Aw.
"I'm Gandalf the White now," and I'm like, "Why would you ruin that?
Oh,
Why?"
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah, that is pretty awful. I don't remember that, but that's
Well,
awful.
They messed up the end of this too. So in the book, Fellowship ends close to the death of Frodo. You think Frodo's dead. So it's the battle with the Shelob. The Shelob gets him, and Sam finds him, and that's how they leave you. They leave you with Sam thinking Frodo's dead, and that Sam's gonna have to take the ring and finish the quest alone. So that's the way they end Two Towers, the book. They do not even get to Shelob at the end of Two Towers, the movie. They end it with the Battle of Helm's Deep. But then they decided to do that for various reasons of time and timeline, and they didn't want to get people confused because all this is supposed to be happening at the same time. It still screws up the end of that because you leave thinking he's dead and that's it. And if you never read the book, then you don't know that he comes back. You know, they're those little things. The last time I was in New York, on the across from the subway, on the wall in red paint, it says Frodo lives on the wall of the subway. I'm not shitting you. This was because this was like close to 30 years ago now. This is pre-internet gotcha. This is, I just ruined something for you, and it's on the wall of a subway. So there have been, people ruining things for people since before the internet.
Oh,
But
yeah.
to know that, okay, he lives. He doesn't die at the end of Two Towers. He lives. They should have left that at the end of this movie. Sorry, I went on a whole tirade about that, but they should have, because it ruins that whole thing. If I had any complaint about this movie, that's the only complaint I have, is that it doesn't end like the book ends. It should really make you think Frodo's dead. Sam's going to have to take over. What the hell is going to happen now? And that's a crazy way to leave you for that third movie. And the third movie was like, what, a year off? They had already filmed it by the time this movie came out. So they were just working on special effects and stuff. You didn't have to wait that long to get that third movie.
Yeah, I'm mixed on that one. I just think the normies would have really freaked out. I don't know. It's fine. It would have been that more of an Empire Strikes Back feel for sure, but definitely a downer. I don't know. I'm glad it worked. I'm very disappointed. I do not remember them teasing Gandalf the White at the end of Fellowship. I don't remember that, but that would be awful.
Because
that's one of the worst spoilers ever.
It took me weeks to get my dad to go see that movie. So I went and saw that first movie, Fellowship. I kept trying to convince him, hey, you got to come see this just for the Balrog part, the part with the Balrog. You're absolutely going to love it. You're going to go crazy. And then at the end, the first time I went and saw it, they didn't have that preview. But the second time, or the time I went with my dad, that they had that preview at the end. And that sucked. I'm Gandalf the White now. Oh, well, thanks. Come back and see, Two Towers, the sequel to this movie. And they've got Gandalf standing there, and you're like, son of a bitch, why would you do that? Well, then don't ruin the Frodo thing at the end of 2 either.
Right. So Ernie says he likes Fellowship better, which is fine. Hey, man, you can do it. SQUEEKA, they said they do the count in the book, so that's based on the book for sure. And this is Sargon Dyril, 1992-96. So great to see you, Sargon. Awesome, man. Awesome to have you here, man. So let's see, they're shorting the amp and the iron paperclip. It's either work or never work again. Muslim Uncle says, just want to say thanks again for that pack of Garbage Pail Kids, Bob. Oh, there you go, man. Well, you're always welcome. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well out there. Always good to see you.
Did it come with gum?
Yes, I think so. I don't know, remind me. It's been a minute. I don't remember for sure that one had gum. Almost every time they come open. I don't take the gum out unless you want me to, but pretty much a sealed pack is going to come with gum. those have gum in them for sure. So, like the original, Christopher Lee, this movie is another horror actor, Brad Dourif, who's known for many of his voicing Chucky in the Child's Play series for sure. So,
Grima Wormtongue.
yeah. Movie of 3 is precious to me. The Gollum Smeagol. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. There's a lot of moments that are just really great in this one for sure.
So was the scene where Wormtongue, because I remember him, but was the scene where he goes back and talks to Saruman, was that added in? Because I had no recollection of any of that, or like learning about the ring that Aragorn wears being like
okay, the ring wasn't. The ring isn't in the original cut, but that talk with Saruman is. Where he's like, there would need to be thousands, of soldiers. And he walks outside and he sees all the, to war.
Yeah, I remember that part. I meant the part where he's like talking about the ring and the details of who was the people with.
No,
okay.
That is not in there. Not the ring, not that. That's cut, I believe. So, but the rest of that is where he's talking about the gunpowder and how many people they would need to take, Helm's Deep and all that. That is in there, just not the part before.
Yeah, because that's what was so weird about, like, having not seen this for so long, was I couldn't, there was some parts I was like, this looks entirely new. This is wild. But then there were some parts where it's like, am I having deja vu? Do I remember this part?
The whole thing with Aragorn and him being like 87 years old, that's not in there.
That was new. Him talking to the horse? I don't remember that.
And you don't find out whose horse it was. It's just the horse he's on. So you don't even realize, that's the horse from earlier. And they don't have any of that in there.
And
so you don't even realize what horse that is.
There's like I feel like there's a lot of additions that added to the character stories. Like there was more, I feel like there's more about Merry and Pippin in the forest. There was the singing part that Eowyn does. I didn't remember.
That's not in there either. No, the singing part where they went on the hill or the meadow where they bury your brother. Okay, so half the brother stuff got cut. So that
so it wasn't crazy. I was like, I didn't even remember her brother.
When they find him, or her cousin, whatever he is, when they find him, all that was cut. So all you see in the theatrical is Éomer riding up to Helm's Deep. You don't know that he has him in his arms. You don't know that they just went and found him. None of that. Then you find out that, the king's son's been injured. And they kind of touch on that. But a lot of that was cut. And then her singing at the grave was cut. It goes right to like Gandalf and Theoden talking on the grave. This is where I always expected this to be my grave, not his son's grave. So that part is in there with Gandalf. The rest of that funeral was cut, along with half the other stuff about his son. Some of the stuff with Grima was cut. So some of that stuff with Wormtongue, that was cut. You get more of that in this because it goes more in depth on Theoden's son. Those flowers on the top of the mounds. That's where all his, that's where all the Rohirrim royalty is buried.
Yeah, I feel like the extended cut had so much more, like I said, character depth to it. Like there was a little bit more, and I know some of it was superfluous in some people's eyes, I'm sure, but I just liked it so much better. Like there was just so many smaller pieces with the characters themselves that, I don't know, that just brought you into the world more. The only part I didn't like was I don't remember them in the original one, like the conversation between Gandalf and Aragorn, where he's like still searching for Isildur, where he's talking about Saruman or Sauron. I felt like that was exposition we didn't need to have. I'm like, we got that already. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I feel like this was so much a better movie than I remembered it being.
Yeah, that's why they all, you don't see any theater saying, hey, we're going to have the theatrical versions back on screen. No, it's always the extended cut. It's always the extended cut.
Always.
So it's just these are this is the movie. If you really, the theatrical cut is like side B. Now this is side A. Everyone watches these. The side B bonus is like, I wonder what they left out. You want to watch the old theatrical one to find out what they left out? Yeah, sure. Let's watch the old theatrical one.
You could almost call the theatrical cuts coasters, but that would mean, defacing Tolkien.
Yeah, I mean, even my son, who would probably proclaim himself to be slightly more into this than a normie, he only watched 60. He's like, that's the only version to watch, isn't it? Like, I don't think you like, yeah, of course, but I get it. It's an extra, hour and a half of your life if you watch the whole trilogy. So it is, it's a lot of time. But yeah, I think everybody's kind of gotten used to all the additional content, all the different, different subtext, different things that are layered in there. Steven's adding that the Frodo lives thing dates all the way back to the 70s when there were buttons, for sure.
Yep. Because it was so hot. It was so hot in the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah.
Tolkien was big. People got back into reading. People get back into reading again. This whole idea that we need to like cancel and abridge people's work because don't get me started. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that road today.
Yeah, I understand. So we're saying you did the annual Lord of the Rings audio books a couple weeks ago. That's awesome as well. Very good. There's Royal
I
Pia
also
saying,
enjoy the BBC audio drama is also fantastic. It's a more concise version. It's more along the lines of, I think we're talking some of the ballpark of 2-3 hours to each book. But it's a perfectly serviceable rendition of the story.
That's awesome.
Well, there's a lot of that first book that you can just like axe, which they did. They didn't spend the first half of the book in the woods, which is pretty much Lost in the Woods with Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin for half the damn book. I can't remember how many chapters and how long it was, but you are basically lost in the woods on a hobbit adventure for the first half of the book.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that they do is, they give us a little bit of the tease of the fate of Gandalf before we catch up with Frodo and Sam, who are emotionally struggling, before we have to deal with the great Gollum performance really coming front and center with everything. And at the time, this was just breathtaking. It was just, it still is, but at the time, this was so beyond anything anyone had ever seen or experienced. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what other motion capture stuff post.
They did with Andy. They every scene you see, they are all doing this together with Andy. So Andy is there. He is crouched like Gollum. All the movements are through Andy. They didn't let CGI take over anything. So when you see him crawling, like he crawls down that one wall, that is Andy Serkis crawling on a mat, and they're just copying it, and then they're CGing Gollum around it. So you thin out Andy and then create Gollum around Andy Serkis.
He truly is a national treasure.
He is. He absolutely is. And do not underestimate that man. Anyone who underestimates his acting ability is crazy, because he also does the audiobooks too. And he is really, really good at sounding like everyone he needs to in the audiobooks.
I
absolutely
just picked up,
crazy
I
guy.
just picked up the Silmarillion, read by Andy Serkis.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
I did love the scene, and this may be one of those ones that I don't remember, but like the scene where we find out the elven rope. Like I don't remember in the original.
That's not.
Is it okay?
No, you don't even find out he had elven rope from Galadriel in the first movie. That's one of the things they cut.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I didn't remember the gift part either. Because it was good to like. I didn't remember that part at all. I was like, oh, that's what the rope is for. I guess I remembered it because I watched the extended cut of the Fellowship now.
Yes.
But I was like, That's what the rope is for. I don't remember knowing what the rope was for. I had forgotten that I didn't even know he had rope. But I love the two, like I said about the interactions, like his little box of salt. You never know when you're gonna have a roast chicken. Like that little piece of home, like that that made me cry, guys. He's like, oh, his little piece of home. Like, oh, I get it. Because I maybe in part Hobbit, but I whenever I've moved out of state, and I can't move out of the state of Texas because this is my dirt. That's what my grandmother always told me. This is my dirt. And I did. I lived in St. Louis for a while. I've been out of state for a while, and I just can't because this is my dirt. This is the dirt I need. And like I've even been overseas, and it just doesn't feel right. And I got that. And when he's like, "You brought a little bit of the Shire with you," I was like, "Oh my man, I love you." It's like, oh, I get it.
It was like if someone was coming up and seeing me in Branson, Missouri, and they brought me a Whataburger. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. It's a Bob from Whataburger. It's like it's a little cold. You're going to have to warm it up. I don't care. It's a Bob. Thank you. Yes.
I've done that before. I had traveled about 3.5 hours to go see my father, and we have this steak sub place here, Big John Steak Subs, and he cannot get it where he's at, and so he's like, son, if you come up, just if nothing else, bring me one of those steak subs.
Yeah, she must be transported in her native soil.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Maybe.
Hey, I get it, Texas. Shit, there's nothing like it. I said I'd never move back here. Look where I'm at. Look where I've been at for the last 6 years. It's Texas.
I left for a whole 4 months. I understand. I was like, I gotta go back home, y'all.
Just to, I don't even know how to explain or get into sort of the long list of just great characters, great performances. Carl Urban having this great role as Amber, and just a
He
payoff.
almost didn't get that.
I love him.
So yes, he almost didn't get that. It was what's his name? Hugh Jackman. So they offered the role to Hugh Jackman. Yeah, I'm not kidding. And so he was just talking about the helmet. Like he still has his helmet, the actual helmet that he wore in the movie. They said, "Oh yeah, they just gave it to me." They said, "Here, take it. It's yours." And he was like, "Oh, cool." He took it home and he said, "This was almost Hugh Jackman's. I almost didn't get the part. They offered it to him and he turned it down, and I got it. And I couldn't be more grateful." And I was like, "Dude, that's yeah."
Oh my gosh.
He's been in so much shit now. He's been in Star Trek. He's been in
He's
Dredd. Star Trek, Dredd. He is Dredd. He is Judge Dredd. He will forever be Judge Dredd. It's a comic book character that lives in like a dystopian future that judges people.
This is what I know him as. This is the only time I've seen this guy, but he's perfect. I mean,
you should watch Dredd. Put that on your movie list.
I have to talk about first.
We think we're talking about a month of Talk Hard Greats, and we go back and revisit 3 or 4 of those great films that we know SQUEEKA hadn't seen and that we wouldn't mind watching again. We probably all watch them anyway. We might as well just do a Talk Hard on them. So we may do that. We may just fit a couple of those in and just say, all right, let's do it again.
Yeah, I'll go to Mega City anytime and watch Dredd.
Yeah, Judge Dredd, that's there.
You have to go where to watch it?
Mega City.
That's the name of
the Reign of Mama.
That's the fictional city in the film.
Oh, so. I thought you were talking about a movie theater, Loki. You had me going. I was like, dude, is this like a fancy movie theater that only plays this? This is awesome, man. You know all the cool places. I was like, I'm driving down if there's a fancy theater for this.
We're gonna go see Scorpion, not Scorpion King.
The Mummy.
Mummy 2.
Mummy will be back.
So that'll be this weekend. We'll go and see the Mummy 2.
At Mega City?
At Mega City, which is like this giant theater complex that, it's got towers that you go up and watch the
Are there 2 of them?
There's 2, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my my God, speaking of this guy, like, can we take a moment? And I guess it's because I haven't watched them all the time and I haven't seen them in a long time. I paused several times, not just for the funny bits or the parts that made me cry, which I forgot about those parts. But my gosh, guys, the freaking costuming and the makeup and I mean, I get Smeagol was pretty awesomely done, but like the teeth, their dirtiness, the way their personalities are like in their face and their clothing, like the armor. Gosh, guys, this was such a cool movie. Arr! Okay, I'm sorry.
I was going to go to even like the locations and the sets because we go from that type of setup to this.
Yeah, everybody knows about that, but I mean, like, and the faces in the
Knows
water.
about that. Okay.
Well,
faces in the water.
Weta Works did all of the costuming, all the weapons, all the armor, horse armor, all of that stuff was done by Weta.
Yeah.
Which was in New Zealand. So
but like their hair is matted when it needs to be, like it's pretty when it like it's just
It's why it's perfection. It's why it's perfection. Snorty, she does not need to. She's good. She's fine.
Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. This is such a good movie.
Yeah, it's incredible. So, and just in layers and layers of just great performances, great actors. I mean, it is really remarkable. Really, really remarkable. And he's really phenomenal. I know it's like, you love to hate him, which is kind of what his job is. And it's fantastic. Just love the scene. So, yeah, I love all the details. Here's some of the costuming you're talking about.
Is there a hair in his soup? There was a hair in his soup.
Was there a hair in his soup? Nah.
That's there for character.
It's just there for protein.
I swear it looked like there was a hair in his soup.
Right here?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's horse hair. It's good for him.
Be all right. Like I said, it's protein. Be all right. That's good. It's very good. Mud works great on hair. Fair enough. It's good. So I let the natural oil stay in my hair for a week. Don't need as much gel or mousse. There you go. Did you run a G?
Gel or mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Squeak is not needed.
I'm never needed. It's okay. It's the part. Okay, the part where, speaking of like the scenery, like the Chihuahua. What's the name of that town? Like the Osgiliath and stuff like that. Were those weren't sites? Those were sets that they made, right?
You mean like green screen?
Were they green? I don't know. Like they looked legit cool. Like all the ruins in Osgiliath and.
Oh no, that's all either models or CG.
Oh, that's even like when they're throwing stuff and there's like stuff splashed in the water and.
The water may be
that's
real.
Helm's Deep.
That's Helm's Deep. Yeah, she's talking about it in Osgiliath. Think of at the end of the movie where the race are on the trying to get Frodo, where they're fighting that battle, and yeah, you're right around there. That's the city she's talking about.
You're talking about this battle sequence, right?
Yeah, because like it shows when they before the race get there, it shows them like it's getting overrun again. Because like I think there was this flashback or something where his brother took Osgiliath, or
yep.
Like I don't remember that in the original movie.
It's not.
It was.
It's not. They added that. Yeah.
Well, again, I like that too because it showed what was going on between the two brothers more than I think the original movie did. But yeah, here where they're all fighting and ducking and there's they're throwing things at them and it lands in the water. I was like, man, if this is like a real play, this is really legit. But even if it's green screened, like it just fits so well.
So they have sets. And then they'll green screen pieces in the backgrounds. So it depends on the shot that we're talking about, where you have the depth.
They didn't just have them on a studio.
Right.
Because today you'd be on a 360-degree like visual landscape where they just fill in everything, which is why it looks flat.
This
a
is
lot
probably
of
one of the
things.
more green screen shots, right? Where a lot of this in the back is green screen. But the other shots that we were talking about when you're in the city, trying to find a good angle of one. We keep cutting back and forth in our story, so it's hard to find the right shot. This was all this whole sequence is only in the extended version with them finding the food and stuff like that. So, but like this, a lot of this is just the set they made, and they just filmed different angles and stuff like that to make it all work. So, again, they'll still
Well, I
do
don't
it
know if there's a
anymore.
problem with current CGI or if they just did this differently, but
They do
it
it
doesn't
different.
look as, I don't know how to say it, like bright, clean, pale. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. It looks real, if that makes sense.
Think of it like back then it was more like a kaleidoscope of how they did it. So it wasn't just, where the camera was, what the camera could see. It was, okay, what are we going to fill in here? How are we going to add depth here? Are we going to use a model to show this, or are we just going to use complete CG? Now they will put them on a 360-degree stage that's a giant video screen, basically, and they record you on that. So it sure looks like you're out in the middle of a desert when you're not. The problem with that is a lot of it looks flat, and when they go in and they have to add something, they have to add it using CGI. Whereas you had, like, let's say 3 levels of depth. You had a model at the very end that shows the city, or just a tapestry over it that made it look like there was a city in the background. Because a lot of them use matte paintings to add depth back
Right.
then.
Oh,
And they'd have the actual sets that are around the actors, and then anything else they added in with the computer.
So this
so
is
everything looks. That's why it looks so freaking good. Go ahead, Pops.
let's just say this is the combination of all that, right? So he's here with a practical moment here. This in the background's been enhanced, digitally enhanced, but they're legitimately next to one of the props, one of the set pieces. Obviously, they're on a set. This is probably a green screen visual, little like a tapestry or something in the back. So that's all location, set stuff, all the way through there. That was all flashback sequence. So, and that's what it is. It's just it's a combination thereof, and that's why I think it does work. You viscerally connect so much. Is so much of it is grounded and real, and you find this a lot with what you've praised in all these older movies, and we've just gotten away with it. So these studios are just so spoiled with their visual effects departments, and they're missing the boat. They just really are. And this was a groundbreaking film for sure, right? I mean, Ironcaster, we've talked a little bit about some of the technology in the past and some of the things that advances, but really what Peter Jackson does here, he filmed them all at the same time, and he just takes a big groundbreaking step forward and leap forward with what everybody talks about, just Gollum, but it's way more than that, I think, for sure, right?
I mean, there's so much in the movie that you just get caught up in to where you almost start to forget that how much of it might be CGI, how much might be just even real sets. It is a movie that has been able to transcend a lot of that and just draw you in, where you forget these are actors, you forget that they're all props in this. It's like it, it is able to push past a lot, and you're like, no, this is Aragorn, this is Faramir. These real characters, and by God, we are going to Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
And Steven, you're not wrong. And look what they did to Ian. Ian didn't even go. Ian didn't even go to freaking God, I don't want to say Norway. It's not
New
Norway.
Zealand.
New Zealand. Thank you. He didn't even go. He never had one scene with another actor in the entire movie. That is the way they did that. Everything he did on a green screen. He was not on location anywhere.
The studio is so in the weeds on the Hobbit reboot, making him do 3 movies, not 2, and just the meddling. Oh, what's going on? Ironcaster's jamming up with the other station over there. So, Angry Canadian is in the house. Great to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. And then the original Hobbit animated movie was a very good movie.
Yes.
I think we all agree with that. Yeah, you gotta mix them in every year, man. You really do. Just work it in. Really do enjoy that extended version experience for every year. Lady Miss is here as well. Great to see Lady Miss. Have we ever had Lady Miss on? Lady Miss, you ever want to come on? I don't think we ever had Lady Miss on. I know we had Angry Canadian on. We've had TJ Ronnie G. We've had a few people on, but Lady Miss on. Be kind of fun. I think for me too, I just want to say that when they go into the confrontation that we have with Gandalf and the king, and how this is all playing out, still is one of my favorite moments in the entire trilogy. I just think this is just remarkably done with how that takes place, just the intensity of it all, literally knocking Christopher Lee aside is just, it's just fantastic. My goodness. I don't even say, it really is something that never gets old. And I don't think that that's something that I think kind of makes everybody's radar screen, but I think it's these type of moments and details that it completes the story elements and all the setups and all the little things, the nuances. It really is executed perfectly. Just really done well. The whole world is real. Everything is actually happening to them. You feel it. Indeed we do, for sure. So.
Well, even to go along with what you said about the scene between the king and Gandalf, like I'd forgotten like bits and pieces of the movie, and like I said, it's kind of a first watch almost for me, but like that scene there, like I knew what was coming. I knew that he was going to cast him out. I knew that he was going to, he was going to win and the king was going to come back. But you forget about some of the nuances, and like I literally jumped when he did that, and then there's like Saruman across the floor, and I was like, "Whoa!" Forgot about that guy. Like,
yeah.
It's so well done because you know that he's casting him out, but for them to actually show what happens to Saruman, like it's just, I agree, it's very real.
And I think it makes you really understand too how powerful Gandalf the White is now, whereas we saw some struggles with Gandalf the Gray. We saw them try to, look, it's just Gandalf the Gray here. You don't have power. And then, of course, when he's revealing he's white, that it's the intensity and everything is leveled up. Because the audience has been kind of let in on that, but the characters don't know. So when the characters find out the hard way, it's epic. Really good stuff. Really good stuff.
I've returned Caster the Blue.
Oh boy, Ironcaster the Blue, indeed. Let's see.
All right, so I guess worth asking you guys, what were your guys' favorite characters in this watch through of the Two Towers? Because for me, it was the character Faramir, him kind of stuck in the shadow of Boromir, wanting to live up to his father's expectations, but being kind of left lacking.
So again, I think every movie I have different sort of highs and lows and characters that I love more than other. And I think for me, I'd be lying if I just didn't say how much I really enjoy Gimli and Legolas. Multiple scenes, multiple reasons. So Gimli has these moments that just are constantly like you're just being drawn to him and the heroism and him being a warrior. And even the gag, right? You have to toss me because he can't make the leap. You're like, dude, he's ready to be thrown into the sea of the orcs to do his part. Like it's just, everyone else is shooting arrows. It's like, come on, bring it on to me. And of course they're counting. That's some levity. But even when Legolas is like, he sees him, he's like, you kind of think he's kind of giving him a little what's for, that Aragorn shows up thinking that he was dead. It's like just those supporting characters now become like main. I'm not saying that they weren't main characters. Obviously they were part of the fellowship, but you feel even more attached to them in a different way than you did previously. And I think this movie elevates them. Now,
they had their time to shine, and you really feel for it because they went from having these there's sort of this deep animosity between the races there to Gimli and Legolas becoming the best of friends. I mean, Gimli, of course, he's got his rivalry with Legolas on the battlefield where they're tallying up their kills. 43. Well, it's got my axe in his cranium.
Yeah.
And my favorite moment of all there is where toss the dwarf, don't tell the elf.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, there's so many moments I think that just really lend itself. I also think for me, again, not really favorite character, when it starts raining, and again, Loki, you can speak to this too. Rewind the clock, folks, to CGI during this era. To do this in the rain, this is when it becomes special. When you can start doing visual effects enhancements to all the practical actors and all the special effect, everything in the rain, this is beyond epic. It was then, and it still is now. It's by far my favorite battle scene in the entire trilogy. I think I said, I told Loki earlier today, we were talking briefly on the phone. I said I've watched this twice just since last week, and I think I watched this scene an extra time, just rewound it and watched it again. I can't get enough. I love it. Let's see. Let's jump over a little bit to one thing, SQUEEKA, you were talking about. I wanted to highlight as well. There's no real weak link in this film. And again, what I mean by that is, think about how many movies we watch or are getting made. And you're like, oh, the main cast is great. But then it'll be like the person that played the king, whatever. Everyone in this movie, they're just absolutely phenomenal. And I can't say enough about what Bernard Hill, right? Theoden is Bernard Hill, right? He's phenomenal. And when you're in a movie that's so big like this, these people get overlooked, right? They get forgotten about, right? And it's great. He's really good just about everything he's ever done. I don't think he's ever the problem. He's just a great dramatic actor. And yeah. He actually just died, right? A year ago. I got her double check. I think he passed away like 2024. Okay, yeah, 2024, a year or so ago. So, don't know if I said hail to Jacob Ironside. He's out there. Great to see you, man. So it says, ironic. Just read The Lord of the Rings cover to cover in 1973. Same year Tolkien died. Wow. Yeah, that's wild. And then they have Stephen King movies where they were in Graveyard Shift, and Ian McKellen's an apt pupil. Stephen King connection there. Cinematic engineering believes itself to be true. World continuity. Yeah, I think that this was just, just a perfect immersion and just phenomenal. I don't know. It's incredible. Incredible. Let's see. No first aid on his stunt injuries. All the blood and dirt or his hands and fingers are real. Oh, interesting.
Whoa.
I know he was actually legitimately hurt on one of the. Did he kick a shield or a helmet and broke a toe? So one of those injuries is legit.
He kicked the helmet.
Yeah.
For real?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was where they go when they find Merry and Pippin, and the orcs are all dead because the Rohirrim have rode down all the orcs and killed them. It's when Merry and Pippin escape from the orcs.
Mm-hmm.
As he's going over everything and looking at everything, he gets angry because he thinks they're dead. Merry and Pippin are dead, and he's like, and he kicks that helmet. And when he kicked that helmet, he broke his foot. And he just acted through it. He finished the scene and then said, I think I broke my foot.
Yep.
You didn't even you can't even tell. Oh my god, that's what now. See, and I gotta go back and watch that part.
Yeah. So when you go back and watch that part, just know that he finished everything. They did that. They filmed it. They cut it. They sent it to print, and that's after that he was like, I think I broke my foot.
I can't. That's wow. Wow.
He had a lot of unfortunate luck during the filming of those because he kept getting injured. Because apparently, because he also chipped a tooth at one scene. He almost at one point drowned. Apparently, there was a story where he had gotten a black eye during the filming of the Fellowship of the Rings, where him and some of the other actors went out surfing. Got hit by a wave, and then bam! Now he's got this big old black eye, and so they were coming back, and then they had to turn around and film all of the Minas Tirith fights. And so for all of those, they could only film him from like one side of his face.
Yeah,
Yep, actually broke his toe. So there you
Wow.
go. Yeah. Yeah, so it's funny that and this is the fun of having movie talk and podcast stuff about all these kinds of stuff. Like I was just telling somebody last week, and they're talking about Princess Bride, which is another film. It's just a fun adventure film or whatever. And I was saying, yeah, they were screwing around with a 4-wheeler because Andre the Giant couldn't walk from where their base camp was to some of these sets. So they had this 4-wheeler. He would wheel around on these 4-wheelers. Well, Cary Ellis was screwing around on Andre the Giant's 4-wheeler and broke his foot. He was afraid to tell anybody because he was afraid they'd fire him. So he had to sneak around to go get a boot made. So yeah, the stories and the backstories are always fun with these kind of films for sure. There's always a lot of stuff going on for sure. Let's see, new comments. Let's see who I missed. I think everybody's just going. Were you going to make me? Did it not make you a mod? Did it not work? I thought I made you a mod. Oh, I don't know. Thought I did it right. I'm sorry, Serenity. I can't do it while we're doing our show. I mean, I messed enough things there anyway, but I'll check it in a minute. But Steven says, pain is temporary. Film is forever. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Orlando Bloom fell off a horse and broke a rib. Yeah, I think that's true too. I don't remember that. Is that in this movie or is that a different one? Do you remember, guys? I don't remember.
It's this movie.
Yeah. That's crazy too. You know how much rib injuries hurt? Oh man, that's brutal.
Every breath.
Now I have to ask, is the scene where he grabs the front of the horse and throws himself on it, that's not real, right?
You mean where Brago saves him and takes him back to the camp after washing
No.
Oh.
They're like leaving or something, I think. Like they're leaving the plains or something, and I think Legolas is tracking. I don't remember where it is in the movie, but there's this one weird scene where they're on their horses and looks like Legolas like grabs the front of the horse and throws himself. Okay.
You're talking about the scene where he shoots the arrow at the wargs, and Gimli reaches down and he like grabs the reins of the horse, flips up over, and gets on the back of the horse. Yeah, that's CG.
Yeah, I was like, that does not look real. I've done a lot of horseback riding in my time, but I can't say I was ever that good. That's not real. But then again, I was like, maybe it was. Maybe they were trained to do that.
Yeah, good stuff. Forget method acting, just breaking a foot. Yep.
All right. Can I just say the way this movie starts is like the best they could have done. Refreshing, giving people a little refresher, and then seeing Gandalf like a freaking warhead flying down the tunnel after the Balrog. That was,
oh my god, yes!
Yeah, and the way he catches up to Glamdring and it's like whoosh, whoosh, boing. It's just the coolest shit ever.
We fell for weeks, only to wind up on the top of a mountain having the epic final fight.
Yeah, I think that and they take their time to get there, right? Because that's almost an hour in. So you have this great catch up with everybody. You have every little thing set, moving the journey forward, and then they have this, monumentous return. Again, that's why I said that the fact that they would have teased this at the end of Fellowship would have just been tragic. That would have been devastating. I don't know. We were talking about another movie that had a tease or something, and it was like, oh, that's just awful. They ruined it. But trailers and stuff sometimes, man, it's absolutely awful. So, Lady Miss says, not a fanatic, but I have 4 copies of each book, both theatrical and extended versions of each movie. There you go. So, yeah, fan, it means, a fanatic and fan. It's a word, so it's okay. I think it's fair. I'm not even a diehard like these guys are, and I have 3 copies of the movies. Yeah, I think I have 3 different versions. So, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I don't think I have the books. I gave them to my daughter. My daughter wanted the copies, so I had the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings books, and I gave them to her because I hadn't read them again in like years. So I thought, well, you know what? You're going to read them. Guess we'll read them. I'd buy someone a book if I like a teenager who's going to read it. I'd buy the book for them to get them to read. 100%.
Over the last year, I've been buying some of the some extra little side books, like Ring Myths of Tolkien, and some of those other side books from like I think like Thunder Bay Publishing. And there's debates about how accurate some of that stuff is, but there's still kind of some fun little essays in those about stories of the hobbits of Tolkien, or a dictionary of Tolkien. It kind of gives you a little rundown on so many of these names you might have heard in passing. You're like, well, wait, which one is Galimdel? Look it up. On top of like the Silmarillion, some of the Second Age of Middle Earth. There's so many beautiful books that have come along that have built up the mystique of this world.
Loki, is there anything that was done not by Tolkien that you would recommend? Or is it only his stuff?
Like him, in what context? What do you mean? Like in book-wise, or?
Yeah, because the world building, I mean, it's still sort of mind-blowing what this guy did dealing with his, because it's his life during World War I that is inspiring this story and putting things together for us. And then, there's so much that's out there. And then there's also all of this crazy, controversial Ring of Power garbage. I mean, I didn't last more than a couple minutes. So I don't know how anybody that's actually into this stuff can tolerate it. So good on you. You do it. I'm not doing it. I've got what I love. I don't even know the last time I've watched Hobbits.
You're talking about stuff outside. Okay, the stuff in this world that live outside of Tolkien.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't worry about it. Okay, so Rings of Power. Guess what? Rings of Power is not Lord of the Rings. They can say whatever they want to. It's not. Why is it not? Because Tolkien didn't write any of it, and they're just making shit up. That means it's non-canonical. So it's not part of the canon. Just worry about what Tolkien wrote. If you're that worried about it, there are people that literally will not accept certain like lost tales because Tolkien did not have them published. Okay, they were published under his son. So if people have a problem going just to the son, oh, like, no, it may have been in his notes. He may have told these stories and yada, yada, yada. But they won't accept it because it wasn't published by Tolkien. So why would I accept a show done by Amazon to say anything about Lord of the Rings? I wouldn't. There's been video games that have had really cool stories. Guess what? Those stories aren't canonical. I might like them. I might think they're great. I thought The Third Age was a great game, but it's not part of the canon. So they can, and I understand that as a fan, I can enjoy it and it not be part of the canon.
Mm-hmm.
The show is the same way. So it's just
the problem with the show is they're adding things that are in contradiction to the existing stuff. Like if you like, so for me, like I have no problem if they wanted to make other Lord of the Rings stuff that existed in another age, that carrying on, whatever, as long as it's not creating contradictions. But it seems like with modern cinema, like every other IP, they can't do that. They have to do things that are creating a contradiction to the things that already exist and that are loved for, and that's where I can't do it. So for me,
So
just watch this
EA
again.
EA gave Shelob a body. They put her in a woman's body, and they took the guy who made the rings and made him like a wraith, kind of like the ring race. Um, and he joins forces with this Gondorian ranger after he's murdered, and this dark ceremony has happened because Sauron wants this Calibrimbo's power. That's all in a video game. It's EA's thing. They put Shelob in a female body, a human female body, and made her Sauron's girlfriend, lover, bang buddy, whatever you want to call it. That's completely their own idea and for a video game. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you ruined Lord of the Rings by doing that, because it doesn't have anything to do with Lord of the Rings, and Amazon can't do it either, even with their series. They can't ruin Lord of the Rings because people go back and they read or they see these movies and they're like, was she really like that? Because this show makes them look like this. Well, no, they were really like this because this is how Tolkien wrote them. Peter Jackson might have put a little visual flair on it, but they're literally the way Tolkien wrote them. He did not change the essence of any of these characters, of who they are. So you can watch these movies, you can watch Two Tower, you can watch Fellowship, you can watch Return of the King, and go, you know what, this is how they acted. This is what they did. There are some slight changes. I approve of the elves in this movie. Guess what, everybody? The elves never showed up at Helm's Deep in the book. The elves never show up and are like, hey, we're here to honor our pact with you and fight to the death to help protect you. They never do that in the books. And it's one of the things I thought was actually an improvement, because it makes you love the elves even more and go, they have a chance to go to heaven or they have a chance to go and die in a battle. And they're going to go and they're going to fulfill their oath and die for humanity in this battle. That says a lot.
Well, there's a
Not gonna lie, I
redemptive.
cried like a baby when he that. Oh, what's his name? Haldir.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I had to pause. This movie probably was like a 4-hour movie, and it took me like 6.
I was just going to say, there's such a redemptive element to bringing them together, right? When he's saying that, we once fought alongside men, we will do it again. And I think there's just, this is such the redemptive spirit of this trilogy, to have them there alongside, and just an epic powerhouse too, of the way they're all synchronized, they all move as one unit. It's just really fantastic. Really, really just fantastic stuff. So
I hope they got to keep their helmets too.
I don't know where everything went, but a lot of people kept a lot of props from this. There's a lot of stuff moving around, but Claude Saline is here. Great. Liked Aragorn's quest in the Wii. Took a few liberties, but some of the story elements follow the movie story. What do you guys think of the Wii? Ironcaster, you're muted if you're talking Ironcaster.
I had a GameCube, but I didn't have a Wii.
Yeah, it was just kind of one of those weird consoles where it's kind of got the general family thing down, but the problem is with some of these games try to take them serious. It's like you just kind of can't, like, if you're gonna play, for example, The Force Unleashed, you're not playing the Wii version.
I love my Wii. We play Spooky Mansion I Spy every October, even though we haven't memorized.
I hear a lot of people talking loving for the Wii's. There's a lot of movement on the Wii's coming back. So I don't know.
Well, right, but when it comes to those multi-platform games, like for example, like a Lord of the Rings game that came out on the Wii and the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, if you want to play a serious game, you're not pick up the Wii version.
Yeah.
The only version that matters is the PC Lord of the Rings online game. Just gonna say.
We just need more excuses to get SQUEEKA playing stuff live for us to enjoy with her. So
the strategy games were really good that EA did. EA did Battle for Middle Earth. Those were good.
Conquest was fun, but it was them trying to do Star Wars Battlefront. But the problem was, like, by the time I had gotten around to getting the game, all the online servers were shut down, so I couldn't even play it.
Lego Lord of the Rings. Just saying. Lego Lord of the Rings.
It's not bad.
Snorty is correct. They were too busy defending Lothlorien and Rivendell.
Yeah.
And there were the wood elves that were fighting actually next to dwarves, side by side with dwarves, near the Misty Mountains. Because there's a whole nother story about that.
Right.
I think we need to do a Lord of the Rings from the dwarves' perspective.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of the Hobbit, by the way, right? So the Hobbit is a lot of the dwarves' perspective. So, the last thing I just wanted to say too about it all is that we see Aragorn actually ascend now to being king worthy, right? So after the Fellowship movie and a lot of the decisions he's making, a lot of the stuff that's not going right, he's now taking a strong leadership role at Helm's Deep, front and center, with just regular people, the king himself, not only his fellowship and his group, but way beyond that. And this is where things start to just completely change and set up that final movie, which, again, I'm not discounting at all. I love watching Return of the King and may watch Return of the King over the course of the remainder of the week somehow. But this is just phenomenal. And I always felt bad for Viggo Mortensen. He never really got anything else that landed for him. I don't know. I think he's a bad actor. Just don't feel like anything ever was just a really good fit, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think about all that? But for me, that was just one of those disappointments. I just felt like he should have had some film and some things that could have gone his way and done a little better. But yeah.
SQUEEKA brought up the fact last week that he was the devil in the prophecy.
It's true. Plays a lot of music. I looked that up and I realized he's, a lot of music. He's in a lot of music. I know there's a lot of films that he's been in. I just haven't seen. I know he got a lot of clout for one of the Oscar movies, whatever. I'm not watching Green Book. I'm not watching that. I don't care. But yeah, to each their own.
Do you think if they have movies like this where, like he's Aragorn in the trilogy, do you think like it's harder for them to get roles because this is who they are now? Like this is such a well done movie that that's it. You're just Aragorn. Like that's it.
Yeah, it's happened.
Like I know that Orlando Bloom had other things, but was he ever really anything besides Frodo? Or no, wait.
Legolas.
Well,
he was in the Pirates movie, but beyond those two things, he couldn't break into anything else. And the same thing with Viggo Mortensen. Like I think he did Hidalgo right after this, which is a fine movie. It's okay. It's just not. It's more of an action western than it is like a serious piece. I think The Road is a good movie that he was in. That was actually really good. I kind of like need to rewatch that one.
The end of that movie sucks.
Yeah, it just ends. I can't give it. Yeah. So there's movies that are okay.
Go boy, go get food. Go get food. I'm gonna die. Ugh.
So there are movies that are okay, but it's just never become an A-list like rock star type person. And also, and again, I SQUEEKA, I'll speak for the misses and the other ladies out there. SQUEEKA, you can decide. Unshaven Viggo Mortensen is not the attractive guy they all want. Just hearing my wife and my daughters talk about him over the years from this movie, they want that Aragorn look. They want the scruffy look. They want the rough and tumble feel. They want that vibe. Him all clean shaven and whatever, doesn't give that vibe. And he messed it up by changing his look and feel so much in the next few years, trying to get away from it, I guess. So, saying.
I don't know. I mean, I still feel like he had quite. I feel like in the prophecy, I feel like he was clean shaven. That wasn't he? Did he have a beard?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
But he still had a presence. Like he's still like
Creepy.
Yeah, that's a presence. Look now,
yeah.
Creepy's a presence.
I just think there's a look and a feel like, like R.I.P. Chuck Norris, right? And Tom Selleck didn't shave their mustaches, man. They have a look and a feel, and he created one with Aragorn, and he moved away from it very quickly because it's not just prophecy. Prophecy comes along quite a bit later, right? When's prophecy?
Prophecy was before Lord of the Rings.
Prophecy is before all this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about post Lord of the Rings. He kind of redefined himself with that look, that rugged guy. He's unshaven look, and he does Hidalgo, which kind of has it. He's still kind of pretty boyed up in that a little bit. But by the time you get to some other films, like if you look at the poster for History of Violence, he doesn't even look like the same guy. Like you're like, that's him, really? Like it's So that's part of it. Orlando Bloom. I don't want to pile on Orlando Bloom too much, but he's just not as talented as some of these other folks are. I just don't think he's got some chops for A-listing type carry. He never carried a movie. He's not carrying this movie. He's not carrying Pirates. He's just a really good supporting character for a lot of stuff. And, he's got some other movies that are fine, but yeah, he's a nice enough guy. But they were all here in Orlando this last week, by the way. He did a nice little session. And obviously, the Hobbits go on tour all the time. I've met them. They're all fine. It is weird seeing some of them now and how they've aged, but yeah. They've at least embraced their Lord of the Rings.
Right. Well, the reality is...
Really? Like Merry and Pippin just wander around?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
These roles were the peaks of their careers, and they've accepted that with grace.
Yeah. I think Elijah Wood is the one who's had the hardest time escaping the Frodo thing. Like he
still
had
looks
some
just like Frodo.
Yeah, he kind of stopped aging, but now he looks like kind of an old. He's all kind of oddly unshaven and just doesn't look right. Frodo is what he looks like now. But he had a ton of other acting credentials and things. He started out very early. Back to the Future 2 first movie?
Yeah,
right?
No, Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
He's one of the kids.
Yeah, video game kids.
The video game kids. Yeah, that's like a baby's toy.
You have to use your hands.
Yeah, he's one of them. So he was in a movie with Dan Aykroyd and Bruce Willis, and I mean he's been in a bunch of movies where he was around like OG talent.
Yep.
When he was a kid. So
yep. But once he become Frodo, can't really. I mean, he's been in a ton of works, but they're all sort of like midland, lower budget. They're not really things, and I mean that's fine for him. And he does it. He does the.
He played the Charlie. He played the Charlie Brown killer in Sin City. So if you watch that first Sin City movie,
performance, man, that was a wicked performance. Kevin.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was great.
Did we do Sin City? We did 300. We never did Sin City.
I don't know. I don't think we did.
Ooh, we probably need to do Sin City. And that's actually it was the anniversary last year, wasn't it? 2005. Yeah.
Was 300 the one with the gladiator guy?
Yeah, the soldiers, Spartans. You've seen all the clips on Loki show for sure.
No, that's a different movie. Gladiator's different than 300.
Gladiator's different.
Gladiator and 300 are not the same. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
300 is the one with the Spartans. Gladiator is the one with the Roman gladiator.
What's the one where they kick the people in the pit? That's the 300, right?
That's 300.
Okay.
300.
I'll get there, guys. I'll get there.
We're fine. We're good. So yeah, just an epic film. It's for me, I don't know how I can not say it's a 10. It's the perfection of the franchise for me. Fellowship is, that 9, and then Return of the King is like that 9.5. And it is arguably among the two greatest trilogies of all time. I never thought I would say that ahead of Star Wars if you had asked me 30 years ago or 20 years, what, I don't know. But now that I'm older and I've matured and I feel like, no, I've watched them all so many times. There's this is the epic trilogy for sure. And then the only one that's even close is the Dollar trilogy. And then pretty little bit back, no offense to the Return of the Jedi, but the Star Wars trilogy. So those are my top 3, just epic films. So Ironcaster, my friend, let's go to you. You've what are your thoughts on all this, man? How's Two Towers land for you?
Oh, what else can you say other than this is this movie's a 10 out of 10? I give it 2 tree beards out of 2 tree beards up.
2 tree beards. Oh, we didn't talk enough about tree beards. They're
Yeah.
they're a pleasant treat in this movie for sure.
Oh, I love the Ents. I want an Ent. I want to be an Ent wife. Can I be like an Ent wife? They were so awesome. I feel like there was more stuff about the Ents in this movie than the one I saw before. Like just more stuff where they're doing stuff with them.
I think the sequence is longer. I don't know that there's a ton of additional stuff, but it's just a little bit of a longer sequence here and there. But
I mean,
Well, no, I feel like there was a whole bunch of new stuff. Like I don't remember the part where Pippin gets taller. I didn't remember the part where he sang to them. Like there was a whole bunch of stuff with the Ents. I feel like was brand new.
There's little things they added in, like where the two of them are going back and forth talking about the pipe weed. They're like, oh, maybe we should share it with Treebeard. What? That might be one of his cousins.
Yes. Yeah, I don't remember them finding all the food at all. But Loki said that was new.
Yeah, that was
they don't,
from the extended.
New, I mean, like it's not like it's 100 years old or whatever, but you know what I mean. New for me.
Yeah. SQUEEKA, so what do you think? Is this reignited your desire to watch the third one? Get the extended version of that too, right? You're excited?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, having watched now the extended version of the first 2, they're way better movies than the originals, and especially this one. Like I said, there's maybe like the one part with Gandalf and Aragorn, and then maybe like one other part where I felt like there's a little more exposition than needed. But like they added in more stuff about the characters. They added in funny parts. Like it makes it. Oh, like there was one scene that I always that caught me off guard, and because Beard and I were talking about this, like the scene where Merry and Pippin get captured by the orcs. And I think in the original one, you don't see them give, is it Merry the drink or whatever, and see how he's trying to stay strong and break it and stuff. All you do is you go to the scene where they're tracking them and they find the little leaf amulet, and that never made sense to me in the first movie.
Yeah, they definitely flesh out a lot with Merry and Pippin. There's definitely a few scenes that for sure.
But it's small stuff like that, like that to me puts you more in the story. It gives you so much more of the characters and how they're feeling and things like that. Like, yeah, I agree. It does. It feels like it's way smoother. It's just so more intense, and I loved it. Like I mean, I don't know what the extended version of the last one's like, so I can't say it's my favorite of the trilogy yet. But so far, I mean, this one's pretty rocking. I want to. I would sit and watch this for 4 hours again. It wouldn't take 6 because I wouldn't pause and cry as much as I did the first time. But
we'll see. We might hold you to that. I don't know. Loki, top 10 of all time for us, man. What say you, my friend?
No, I agree. Top 10 of all time, best of the trilogy. It's a great movie. The biggest problem, say the only problem with the next movie is it's got so many endings, kid. See, that's the problem. It's got so many different endings. Which, what's his name? Jack Nicholson told Frodo as they were watching it, it's got too many endings, kid.
Like endings, like there's multiple ones, like Clue?
Yes, there are multiple endings, kind of like Clue.
For real? Like I have to watch different versions?
Well, no. So you're gonna get like, okay, this ending, like, okay, this is the end. this is the end of this. And then, oh, whoa, it keeps going. And then you get another ending and you're like, okay, this is the end. And then, oh, it keeps going. And you're going to get multiple endings for different things at the end of this movie.
That's the
Oh,
biggest
heavy.
criticism of Return of the King as well, right? And it
Yes.
feels heavier with Return of the King. This
It's
one,
like the last half of the movie is
yeah, there's like another
an
hour,
ending.
40 minutes of when it's like movie's
Yes.
over. By the way, it's not over. There's another ending. So, yeah, I would argue against the Nicholson and the other critics that this moves really quickly and it's smooth because it's basically still setting you up for the adventure to continue for each party of characters, like each group. Whereas Return of the King, you're just trying to find out what happens. And when we lose that with theatrical version, it does kind of make you feel a little empty because you don't know what happens. But yeah. So.
Yeah. And if you look at it, you've got, this giant event that happens, and then you get another giant event that happens, and another giant event that happens, and then you've got to tie all that up with a bow and put a sticker on it, and then write your name on it, and
I love
you're
stickers.
still not done. It's still not over and done with. So.
Hey, but this one's got a spider, so I'm looking forward to spider. Like, did they add more spider material? That's what I want to know.
We definitely get some spider material in the third one, so you're gonna have some spider material, and I say that meaning quite literally. So,
oh yeah.
Tomorrow, Loki. What can you tease for the show?
The end of YouTube Talk.
The end. R.I.P. YouTube Talk? Question mark? What?
So, the end of YouTube Talk. So I had Mike on. That was last week. That was last Wednesday. That was really good. I'm kind of, I don't know, if I do an interview again, that'll be fine. But as of right now, it's SQUEEKA said something like last year. I think she told me something. She said, it's almost common sense. I said, what? And she goes, your YouTube talk. It's like, you're talking about these things, but it doesn't just, equate to YouTube. It equates to this, like, it's just, some of it's common sense. Some of it's like, why would you do that just in a general factor? I'm just kind of, I don't know.
You get worn out, right?
You get worn out after 5 years of talking about YouTube, continuing to talk about YouTube. I don't know. I might
patterns repeat themselves, right?
Yes.
Patterns repeat themselves. The themes repeat themselves, and then not that you're repeating yourself. It's just that like you're going to base a show around a topic. Those topics do repeat themselves. The same stupidity exists out into the world and on YouTube. YouTube itself will repeat its same things. Oh, I feel you, man. I feel you.
So I have a question. So what if it's called YouTube Talks, right? And you've asked people what their YouTube story is. Have you ever thought about, and I know it sounds like repetition, but go back and look at your previous YouTube talks or things that have happened with you in your past and kind of go into your YouTube journey and make it like applicable to today. Like, like 3 years ago, I was dealing with this and I learned this lesson and here's where I'm at now. And have you thought about making the YouTube talk about you and your journey? Or have you already done that?
No, not really.
Because you've done so much and helped so many people. And I'm not saying like go into the drama, but you could also like talk about things that you have encountered and not necessarily the drama around it, but like how you got through that situation or how you handled it, and how you changed through whatever drama you had to deal with or what have you. Like maybe the YouTube talk needs to be your YouTube talk now instead of everybody else's.
I will definitely.
That was heavy.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to tell you what to do, and you can still quit if you want. There's so much you give to the world, Loki. And take a break if you need it. I'm not saying don't take a break for sure. Take one. Do you?
She's cracking the whip and saying, "Hey, you're not allowed to quit. Get back on the
No,
horse.
I'm
Figure
not.
something out." That's what I heard. What do you think, Aragorn? You know what you heard? That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
No, I just
harassment from the mouth.
No.
I mean, I go back and listen to. I know I don't comment as much as I should on people's YouTubes and stuff, but I've learned so much, and I just know that it is wearing to deal with drama and things, and you do so much for others. Maybe do it for you. Maybe get yourself some closure on things
I
that
think
you've
there
been
just should
through.
be a Wednesday Transformer talk, just so you know.
Shit,
Through all this nonsense, just going to transform robots
Oh,
for an hour.
I could bitch. I could bitch for an entire hour tomorrow about how they canceled my Megatron order at Target because I didn't respond to an email saying, "Hey, it's going to be a month late." So not only did you say you sent me this email that says, "Hey, this product's going to be a month late, but we need your approval to change your delivery date." So you have to send us a message back on your account that you don't have because you just ordered it as a guest. Yeah, fuck you guys.
Wow.
Sorry, pardon my language. But so they just canceled it. And I use a gift card that I don't have anymore to make the order. So, yeah, thanks.
Are they refunding
Bastards.
you at all?
No, because I used a gift card. So I got what I got was I ordered the MTME Optimus Prime, which is like a damaged Optimus Prime from the movie. I got that one. That one got delivered already. The Megatron was going to be pushed back a month, so they were going to delay it. Well, apparently they sent me an email that probably got put in my spam folder and deleted because I never saw it. And they said, "Hey, this is going to be a month late. If you want us to deliver it to you, respond to this email and approve it. Otherwise, we're going to cancel your order." Who the F does that?
I was just about to ask that.
So,
Like, you obviously ordered it.
yeah.
We're not helping his mood at all. We scratched at an open wound,
I'm
folks. Sorry about
sorry.
that. Sorry about that.
But don't listen to Pops. You don't have to listen to me at all. I'm not telling you what to do. It just something that popped in my head.
I'm not gonna bitch about Transformers tomorrow because
take it.
I got it out. I got it out. I got it all out.
Our work here is done, folks. Our work here.
Why, Loki? You don't want to complain? You don't want to go. You don't want to go complain about the Elita Prime in the Energon Universe comics?
No, I don't, because I don't read those. I'm not reading those. That does not exist to me.
Me
Well,
neither.
folks, we're in it on a high note, and you can check out Loki's the finale of the YouTube talk, at least for now. You can check out Ironcaster's Mech Monday. It's phenomenal. And join us next week as we wrap up our Lord of the Rings trilogy talk for sure. You guys in chat are amazing. Thank you, everyone out there. And Snorty, hopefully you got your mod status sent to you. I don't know. I went and checked. It says it's there, so you should be able to do that. I don't know if you had to log out, log back in, or you just I don't know. Hopefully it works out. But you guys in chat, you guys are amazing. Can't thank you enough for joining us every single week doing this. Until next time, folks. You guys be blessed. Talk hard. I am Pops.
I mean, this is going to make E.T. look like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know what I'm saying?